2, 1. Ready.
Just relax and enjoy the ride.
In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. 815.
Well, seriously, I'm curious. Who mows the grass at Machu Picchu? That's got to be a really, really tough job. I'm Greg. He's Tom. It is the 16th day of November, the year 2024, the latest it has ever been
in the history of mankind. Don't count on me to mow in Machu Picchu. I don't even mow my own lawn. Nope.
Congratulations, you made it.
Well, I can't actually mow my lawn. Well, I could. I do sometimes, but I'm colorblind.
Oh, you're colorblind.
I'm colorblind, slightly colorblind. I can't tell the nuances between what I've mowed and what I haven't. I look at it. I'm like, did I mow that yet? Now, if it's really, really long, then I can. Then I'm good.
Then you're good.
You know, every week or two, and if we don't have a lot of rain, and she's like, "Well, we got to get the lawn mowed." No, we don't. It can wait until July. We're good. It's May. We've got 2 months.
Well, depends on the weather. I mean, it depends on the weather.
I know. Depends on the weather. You're right, but still. Anyway,
we didn't mow the lawn very much at all this summer. We just did not have much rain this summer. I probably mowed the lawn half as many times this year as last year. Overall, I'm guessing.
Now I'm a little taller.
Anyway.
Biggest day of the year tomorrow, buddy.
It's a big weekend, and we are going to talk a little bit of Packers, Bears, football. Tom's got his Tom jersey on.
Oh, I was going to have people guess who it was.
Well, I didn't say who it is. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. I'm really having trouble with this whole camera mirror. I'm trying to. There we go. Wow.
It looks good. It looks like it fits you. It looks like you're ready for.
Oh, it fits me well. I'm going to debut it tomorrow. Well, actually, that's not true. I already did. I'm just going to show you what it says in the back.
There he goes. There he goes.
I did not have it personalized. It is a Zach Tom jersey. He is the All-Pro right guard for the Green Bay Packers.
For those who are unfamiliar, a guy named Zach Tom, 7 whole letters in his name. He's a member of the Green Bay Packers on the offensive line, and you don't often see offensive linemen wearing the number 50. 50 is often associated with linebackers, some other position than an offensive lineman, but he chose 50. I haven't heard why.
Well, they can. Well, when you get to retiring numbers and stuff like that, they probably, if I had to guess, I think they have about 8 retired Packers numbers, soon to be 9. I'm pretty sure they've retired Aaron Rodgers' number. Maybe they haven't. I don't know.
They will be.
Well, they will. Exactly. Nobody's going to wear 12. Let's put it that way. If they retire it in 2 years or whatever, I think what they'll do is when Aaron Rodgers quits football, they'll bring him back like they did with Brett Favre, and people will love him again.
Oh yeah.
I don't really have any problem with Aaron Rodgers. I just think he's lasted a year too long. He should have got out. He should have just left the Packers, got out, and take your 1 Super Bowl and then move on to bigger and better things like acting. He's got quite the acting chops. He can make billions in Hollywood.
I don't know.
Would he fit in? I don't know.
Well, we'll talk more about that coming up. We do have a guest to get to, so let's take care of business. In our current race to 10, we have Tom and Joanne tied at 7. And our big number of the week this week, it's in the billions, my friend. 93 billion is the big number of the week. And this week's answer is cards or cake. Cards or cake. And we will give you the answer before the end of the show, all right. I don't think we have any upfront announcements we need to make other than we're bringing on a guest. And if I got my thing correct here, there we go. MOSAIC of Rockford, who's been on the show a number of times. Probably, I think MOSAIC might be our most guested guest. I'm pretty sure that might be the case. Good morning to you, Jamie.
Good morning.
Not you personally, but Mosaic as an organization has probably been the most guested guest. Is that a term? Did I just make that up?
I think so, but we're going to go with it.
Like it.
Mosaic, of course, has been a not-for-profit that InCrowd has supported for a number of years. Gosh, probably going on 7 or 8 years now, with different events that InCrowd has done over the years. And we love what you guys do. And for those who have no clue what you do, let's see if I can arrange the screen in a way that makes sense for us today. There we go. That's what I want. Tell everybody what Mosaic is, and for those who are uneducated on that idea.
Sure. So Mosaic supports people right here in our local community that have intellectual disabilities. And we do that through a residential program as well as through a program called Mosaic at Home, which is essentially a program where someone that we support lives in a home just like yours or mine, and they are taken care of by the person that either owns or rents that home. So we serve about 80 people in the local area.
Okay. You're up to like 80 now? Wow.
Just about. Very, very close. Very close. Yes.
So is there, I guess that kind of leads me to a question I've never asked before. Is there a limit to how many people you can serve? As long as you have foster homes to home people, is there like a cap where the government says, nope, you got to stop. You can't help anybody else?
You know, I'm going to go with the answer of no, there's not a cap, but I'm
You
going to
asked
tell
that
you that
before.
Linda Wenmarker, our executive director, could definitely give the answer on this. However, I do know that in our Mosaic at Home program, our host home program, we are growing right now leaps and bounds. And I haven't heard anyone say pump the brakes. So that's kind of where we're going to put our most growth into is our Mosaic at Home program. So I don't believe that there's a cap, but I'm sure Linda Wenmacher, our executive director, would definitely have a 100% answer on that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know. I don't even know what to guess on
No,
that.
sky's the limit, and there's like so many people, probably like 9,000 people in the area that need to be served. So I would say that there's no limit, but
Okay.
Yeah, it'd
Okay.
be real tough to put a limit on something like that. Do
yeah,
you work with Milestone at all, or is that a completely different entity?
completely different. Mosaic is a
Okay.
faith-based nonprofit.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
My sister, I've told my story before. My sister lives at Milestone, and she lives in a group home, as a matter of
Okay,
fact. So,
wonderful.
um,
They're great
yeah,
company.
they
And
are. They really are. They take
there's
such good care.
probably there's probably what 3 or 4 or 5 different organizations that do similar things, but they all have their own niche, their own different way of doing
Mhm.
so. And Mosaic being affiliated with, is it a specific church or religious organization or something that Mosaic is actually affiliated with?
No, so we are faith-based, just based on our
Faith-based.
roots. Our legacy mission was Bethany. So we are 112 years old this year, and that's where we
Oh,
came from. A young Lutheran pastor started us back in 1913, and from there we've just been growing leaps and bounds.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to bring up your website so people can see when they go
Yeah.
to mosaicinfo.org, you're going to see this website right here, Real Life, Real Possibilities.
Yes.
And when you talk to organizations about what Mosaic does, and they ask you real life, real possibilities, what does that even mean? How do you kind of define what Mosaic does for the people that they serve?
I love this. So when you think about real life, real possibilities, we want to give people just that. We want to give them a meaningful day. We want to give them a voice. We want to give them a community that surrounds them. And we want them to have a day that's actually meaningful to them. So when you wake up in the morning and you think about what you're going to do today, what's something that's very meaningful to you? So we want to always make sure that our people that we are so privileged to support get to have those days. So in reality, that's just what we want to make sure that everyone has just a really great life. They always have different possibilities in this world. They have opportunities in our community. They're living the best life that they can.
We have people that some have certain jobs that they love doing and are able to do somewhat normal hours. I say normal hours, forgive me for that, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
And others that can work part-time hours, and others that can do volunteer type activities. So there's a lot of different. Everyone has their own um, uh, ability scale, I guess you could say. I don't know how you define it when you talk to people about everyone's individual needs and abilities.
I always say no one has a disability. We all just have different abilities. So some of our people they go to work. We've had someone that's been working at a McDonald's for goodness, probably 20 years. And then we do partner with Center of Hope, Bridgeway, Village of Progress. So Malcolm Eaton, there's a lot of different places that we partner with. So our guys definitely have jobs that they go to. And if they do not have a job that they go to, they may go to one of our church hubs that we have with St. Mark, that we have with the Rockford Park District, and that we have with Christ Lutheran Church out of Belvedere. We have hub programs that our guys will go in and we'll do activities with the volunteers of the church. So we're always
Nice.
on the move.
Nice. And there's different volunteer opportunities for those of us here in the community.
Absolutely. So throughout the year, we have different events. Just last night, we were at the Ice Hogs game. We always need volunteers for things like that to come out and help. We have picnics throughout the year. And then our really big opportunity for volunteers is our Partners in Possibilities Luncheon. That's in April. I need a team of people to help me set up that room. That's our one and only fundraising event. So it takes a village.
Yeah. Yeah. And this year's the 2025 event you said is in April. What is
Going to
the
be April 10th, 2025.
April 10th, 2025,
Lots more details to come on that.
which is one of the reasons why, Tom, we probably aren't doing the mass karaoke trivia contest April 10th. I think we're doing it April 17th.
Okay.
we,
It's gonna be a
we're,
big day.
we're already teasing April as our next goal date for the next mass karaoke trivia contest, because it went so well October 17th. It really went about everything we planned to do worked. So we're very
And
excited.
then some. And
It
then
was
some.
fun.
It was
Very excited about that. So I've got mosaicinfo.org up, and this is a website specific to Rockford. But you'll notice that the National Support Office is out of Omaha, Nebraska.
Yes.
And that's like the national headquarters of Mosaic in Nebraska.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I know we've met some people from Nebraska at a couple different events over the years. And was it the national director that came to the Partners and Possibilities lunch? Was it last year or 2 years ago? It's quite the organization. It's probably way bigger than most people think.
Well, we are right now in 12 different states and we support over 5,000 people. So you would never even imagine. There's 3 locations just here in Illinois. So we have Rockford, we have Macomb, and Pontiac, which are down south. Yeah, we are a pretty big organization. People just don't really realize that we are a national organization. So, and we also have an
Yeah.
international program as well.
I'm getting quite an education too, because Mosaic used to be right here on Main, down just before you get to Northtown. I live in that area right off of Halstead. And I'd be like, oh, hey, there's Mosaic. We have them on the show all the time. I never dreamed it was international, let alone national. I didn't know that. And then only since the last couple of years, since I've been on the show since Greg and I have been doing the show, I've learned quite a bit about Mosaic.
That's awesome.
Well, yeah, and I have a particular interest anyway, because as I said, I'm the guardian of my sister who lives at Milestone, and so I'm in tune with all of what you're saying. It hits home with me, and I would like to say one thing. Keep in mind when you're dealing with somebody who has different abilities. I like the way you put that. They feel emotions. They hurt
Yes.
just like we do. They cry just like we do. And they're happy just like we are. Their world is simplified, but that doesn't mean they're simple. It just means that they don't have as much going on because their world's a little bit smaller than ours. They don't have quite the stuff on their plate, shall we say, like the jobs, and some of them have jobs, but I mean, they don't have to make house payments and this and that, but they still are human beings and they still deserve to be treated with respect. And I really feel bad when somebody isn't. I feel bad when my sister is upset, and but she's well taken care of at Milestone at her group home, so that's not really an issue with her. So
That's
just want
awesome.
people to be conscious of that.
Yes. Thank you. I love you to point out that. That's amazing. Yes. Our people that we support are just people. They're people just like us. We
Yep.
want them to have a day just like us. Everyone is different in this world. We are all unique, and that's just it. No one is the exact same. Maybe unless you're like an identical twin, and then you even have a little difference, but
That's right.
Right? Yeah, it's amazing how different some identical twins can actually be.
exactly. So,
Absolutely.
mhm.
So, one of the things that we wanted to accomplish today that we're going to do our best to accomplish without Julie on is talk about Fresh Prince of Rockford. Fresh Prince is the company, Fresh Prince of Lowe's Park, that does all of our printing. So when you see us with our In Crowd 815 shirts and hats and all that stuff, they're the ones that have done that stuff for us. And they have been basically the main supplier for MOSAIC for a number of years. And we wanted to ask you a little bit about those things that you've had done through Fresh Prince of Love's Park. What kind of jobs have you needed them to do for you over the years? And thanks to them for their nonprofit discount that they give you guys too.
Yeah, so Mike and Julie, I actually met them at a networking meeting a couple of years ago, and it kind of turned fast friends. They came up to me and started asking about our nonprofit and what they could do to help. We sat down, we met, and immediately they said, well, why don't we do what we're the best at? And why don't we do your marketing materials for your April luncheon? So when we think about those materials, we're talking about save the dates, programs, advertisements, stickers, everything you can imagine to throw a fundraiser. And anything that was paper or something that needed to be printed, Mike and Julie stepped up and said, we want to be your sponsor for that and take care of it for your luncheons going forward. So that was our first encounter, and that was not me asking, that was them offering that. So then from that came t-shirts. Twice per year, Mosaic orders t-shirts for all of our DSPs, our direct support professionals, and we do that for one Mosaic Day, which is our birthday when Beth the G became Mosaic. And then we also do t-shirts when we're celebrating our DSPs for DSP week. And Mike and Julie do those shirts for us every year for one Mosaic Day as well as DSP week. Besides Mosaic, besides being a huge supporter and partner to Mosaic, Mike and Julie have also helped me personally with Sign Gypsies 815, my business. For a lot of people, they don't realize, but Mike and Julie will sit down and they will actually custom design something for you. So if you're looking for something very unique, they can create stickers, hats, shirts, really large boards with your personal pictures on it for advertising. So they just do a lot. They're a powerhouse and they're an amazing partner to Mosaic, amazing partner to us.
We had them do some special table runners for our mass karaoke trivia contest event. Besides doing the hats and the shirts and a lot of the stuff, most of the signage that you saw at the event was also done by Fresh Prince of Lowe's Park, and it's fun to walk into their store. If you're on North Second, they're pretty easy to find. They're right next door to the Marcus Smith State Farm office out there, and it's not your typical print shop store. It's a little quirky and fun because of all the stuff that they've got in the shop, and it's more personable. It's just more friendly than your typical store that you walk into.
It's like you become family when you go in there. I don't know really another way to describe it. Here's just a really great example. So the people that we support, they love t-shirts. Every year at Brat Days, Linda Wenmacher, our executive director, will bring our guys out, and we are the biggest volunteer base for that. Well, our guys used to do that because they really wanted that bright yellow t-shirt, and every year they would get a new one. So that was what they would go out and they would do that for us, the t-shirt. Well, I let Mike and Julie know this. I'm like, our guys love t-shirts. So just yesterday, our maintenance guys went over to their shop and they donated like all of these leftover shirts from different events that they did. And I'm not kidding. We had 5 full boxes, huge boxes, hundreds of shirts. So our guys get to go through and they just get to pick all these out, and they're like strips. There's different organizations, but they're all like organizations that they've either donated to or people have paid and bought them. It's just really cool. So our guys are going to have a huge surprise on Monday when they get all these new t-shirts.
That's
So
fun.
excited. And that's the second time they've done that. The last one was from Old Settlers Day t-shirts, and our guys love them. Love them. So
It,
Yeah.
it's like Tom. It's back in the day. Well, they still do this when those Super Bowl, the Super Bowl T-shirts.
Yeah.
The losing team that says that they won, they end up getting shipped off to other
Yeah.
countries, and
Yeah.
Exactly.
You'll see footage of kids in Africa saying, hey, Chicago Bears, Super Bowl, whatever.
Yeah, so they know that we love them. They know that that's really a big deal and very special to us. So it's like instead of just throwing it out, they know where that can go and really, really mean a lot to somebody. So Monday is going to be like a whole second Christmas to Mosaic.
Fresh Prince of Lowe's Park, formerly ROTD Crafters Corner, full service print shop, offers a copy center, custom apparel, yard signs, banners, and much more. They ROTD, they were known as Right on Time Design for a long time. And just in the last year or so, rebranded to Fresh Prince of Love's Park, which I think was a pretty cool thing to do.
I love the
love
name.
it.
I wonder if they had to pay royalties or get permission from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
cute.
And you can see here on the map that is this going to bring up here. I don't know if it's going to view larger map. I can see. So you can see exactly where they are in Love's Park, just north of River Lane, just south of Riverside on North 2nd Street.
Yes. Beautiful mural on the side of their building.
Beautiful. Yeah, they've got a great mural. There's your potato shack right there across the street from the Salvation Army Family Store. Easy peasy to find. And on our InCrowd815.com website, there is a link to our merchandise site, which guess who does that? Our friends at Fresh Prince. So if you're looking for some fun stuff, hey, everyone wants 815 gear. And why not get some InCrowd 815 gear for Christmas presents this year? T-shirts, hoodies, the fleece hoodies, the embroidered polo. You know what I don't have yet? I need to get an embroidered polo. I don't have one of those yet.
I'm getting ready to get an embroidered hat. That's what I'm waiting on.
I
Yes.
love my hat. Tom and I love our hats.
Yeah, my hat is somewhere here in the mess.
There's the ponytail trucker cap, the 5-panel snapback. I think
They just got a really cute trucker ponytail hat in that has gray and white cheetah on it for any ladies that might like that.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, when you choose something, then you can choose the color that you want. Do you want true navy? That's probably the one I'm going to get right there. The true navy. Or you can
I'm
go
going to
with
get
the
one
white.
with green and yellow with a G on it.
Let's see. How does Kelly Green work for the Packers, Tom?
Not really, but it's okay. Forest green would be better. A little bit darker.
Maybe you want
No,
purple.
no, not purple. No.
Anyway, check out incrowd815.com, and there's a link there to the merch site and all things that Fresh Prince of Love's Park does for our fun group here. Yeah, so that's our story, and we're sticking to it. Anything we didn't ask you about this morning, Jimmy, that we want to touch on before we transition into trivia before letting you go? We're going to put you through some trivia.
Yeah. Did he warn you about trivia?
No.
Oh.
No, I was not warned about trivia. No.
Joanne helps too, so Joanne's going to jump into. Good morning, Joanne.
Good morning.
There we go.
Oh, there
We've
you
got
go.
a team of 3, Jamie. We have a team of 3
Okay.
to try to take on Tom's trivia. Let's see if I can make this look a little bit better. There, I think there we go. It's going to look a little bit better.
All right.
Yeah, all things Mosaic, mosaicinfo.org. Check out all that they do here around Rockford and around the country. It's a pretty amazing organization. And thanks to Fresh Prince for all that they do to help support what Mosaic does with their awesome print shop out there. So, and get well, Julie. Julie, I know has had some a rough go of it when it comes to her health in these last few months. So, Julie, get well. That's all that's important right now, Julie. You just get well, and lean on Mike, and he's glad to be there for you. I know that. So, I just got a text from Julie. Sorry for not making it. No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yes.
We're glad that you're back home again. So,
Yeah.
all right, Tom, what do we got for trivia this week?
All right. We need to, you know what, Greg, we do need some trivia music.
We need some trivia.
But we
music.
don't have any now. It's okay. It's okay. But we should work on that.
Well, for nothing, for lack of a better thing, we at least have this right here. Go. Leave a review. All right, so maybe I'll make that into the trivia sounder next time.
Okay. Now we can. I figure some like game show music or something like that. Anyway,
I know.
all right,
I know.
here we go. Tom's trivia. I'm going to give you your categories, then I'm going to give you your questions. I normally don't do that, but I'm starting to do that. All right, Back to the Future, followed by North or South, followed by slogans, and then lyrics. Wow, I can't read my own writing. I had to actually look at the question. Lyrics, followed by rivers, which would be geography, I guess, and then finally Packers trivia.
Oh boy.
Well, it's either going to be Packer trivia or Rockford trivia, local trivia. So we're going Packers today because I'm wearing my Packers shirt, my number 50, and it's the biggest day of the year tomorrow. Bears Packers.
It's the Bears Super Bowl. There's that much.
Yeah. All right, here we go. In the movie Back to the Future, what was the name of the cafe where Marty first encountered his dad, George McFly, in 1955 on that Saturday morning? Was it? Uh-oh. We lost camera there. Was it Lou's Cafe or Goldie's Cafe? Once again, in the movie Back to the Future, what was the name of the cafe where Marty first encountered his dad, George McFly, in 1955 on that Saturday morning? Was it Lou's Cafe or Goldie's Cafe? She's back.
So Goldie, wasn't Goldie the name of the guy who was the janitor of the cafe and then later became mayor? So it was probably Lou's Cafe, right?
No help from me here.
I have no clue.
I'm sorry,
You-
my
I don't
phone
even
rang and I
know
lost
the song.
I lost everybody. What was the question?
The name of the cafe in Back to the Future.
Oh,
Marty McFly
First-
met his dad for the first time.
Yeah. And his dad was eating cereal like
'Cause-
this. And then he throws the spoon down. What? I got to watch that movie again today. I could recite it by heart. Okay, so the options were Lou's Cafe or Goldie's Cafe.
I'm pretty sure it's Lou's because Goldie was the name of the guy who later became mayor of the town.
That's right.
And he was like, so it wouldn't have been called Goldie's Cafe.
That is correct. It was Lou's Cafe. Very good, Greg. Very good.
All
Let me
right.
work through that. He says, I'm going to be mayor. Mayor! I'm going to clean up this town. Yeah. He goes, good. You can start by cleaning the diner.
There we go.
For the diner. So, yeah, Lou's Cafe. Very good. You guys are 1-0. All right. North or South? Regarding the two Carolinas, which one has the higher population? Is it North or is it South? North Carolina or South Carolina? Which one has the higher population?
I'd say
I would think North too. Charlotte, North Carolina.
I go with North.
And you would all be correct.
Oh, good.
North Carolina has 10.84 million. South Carolina, less than half, 5.374 million. Yeah.
All right.
All right. You guys are kicking some serious butt here. You're 2-0.
2-0.
All right. All right. This one would be slogans. Which cruise line uses the slogan, all for fun, fun for all?
is that Carnival?
Is it Carnival or is it Disney?
Yeah, I
Once
think
again,
you're
which cruise line has
I think
the
you're right.
slogan? All for fun, fun for all.
think it's
Carnival
Carnival. I
or
think you
Disney?
go with your gut on that one. Your first guess.
Yeah, might as well.
Disney's got to have some dream thing as their
Yeah,
slogan.
if it doesn't
right?
have magic or magical in it, it's
Yeah.
not Disney. So yes,
Yeah.
very good, very good.
I think I
In
just
the
heard
night-
that the other day.
Oh, okay. All right. So this is lyrics in the 1993 song "Ramblin' Man" by the Allman Brothers. Which highway is referenced when Dickie Betts utters the following lyrics? I was born in the back seat of a Greyhound bus rolling down highway blank. I was
Rolling
born in
down
the backseat of a
81.
Greyhound bus, rolling down highway, whatever.
41.
What'd you say?
41.
41 or
41.
81.
Let's go with Joanne.
Joanne's-
41. Nicely done, Joanne. Nicely
Yeah.
done.
I had an echo
Rolling
in the back.
Way to go. Pause.
Rolling down Highway 41.
Pause
That sounds-
volunteers for the score.
Yes.
Nicely done.
All right. You guys are okay. So last week the entire team went, I want to say 5-1. So you guys are 2 away from having a clean sweep here.
Woo, the
Clean
pressure's
sweep.
on now.
All right.
Pressure.
Number 5. Which river is the longest river in the United States? Once again, which river is the longest river in the United States?
Is it Mississippi?
There- I know there's a river that feeds into the Mississippi that if you counted it, it might be longer, but it's the Mississippi. It turns into the Mississippi, so that can't count, right? It's got to be the Mississippi River.
I
Well,
would
there's
say
a lot of
I-
them that feed. Rock River feeds into the Mississippi.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So technically, you could say the Rock River because
That's true.
Okay, I have a friend saying the Snake River.
Oh,
Snake River's pretty long out there
Yeah.
out west, but I don't think it's
I
longer than the
believe
Mississippi.
that's in Idaho, I think.
Goes down, feeds through the Grand Canyon,
Yeah.
but the Mississippi I think is the longest, and unless it's the one river that feeds into the Mississippi, which comes from the east, but I don't think that's it.
It runs somewhat parallel, I believe, and it's 2 miles longer than the Mississippi. It is the
Oh.
Missouri River.
the Missouri.
Oh, the
The
Missouri.
Missouri River. Yep.
Wow.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you guys are still kicking some butt. You can do no worse than 4-2. All right, so now this one here, with you ladies, unless you really know your football, unless you're a Packer fan, you're gonna have to rely on Greg for this one.
Uh-oh.
All right. And I have to say, with all due respect to my Bear fan friends, this is just a trivia question. It's not meant to pour any salt on a wound.
Wait, is that little wound you got there? Here's some salt. That'll make you feel better.
Yeah, there you go. How many games in a row have the Green Bay Packers beaten the Bears? How many games in a row?
Oh,
Current
my.
winning streak for the Green Bay Packers.
So Matt LaFleur has not yet lost to the Chicago Bears. Matt LaFleur, the coach of the Packers, has been coach now for 4 or 5 years.
I'm not giving you any help.
I think it's 12. I think it's 12 in a row.
Anybody disagree with that? Anybody
No.
feel like they want to go slightly lower?
Oh no.
10,
Maybe just a little bit lower?
8,
Oh, maybe just a little bit higher?
9.
9! Yeah!
9.
9. Okay, so Greg, you're correct. This is LaFleur's 5th year. He's had eight in a row. The last time the McCarthy-led Packers played the Bears, they won. The Packers won. That would have been 2018.
And the last time they lost, wasn't Aaron Rodgers injured? So it wasn't even a Rodgers game that the Bears beat the Packers.
You are correct. No, yeah, you are correct. And I was at
Pretty
that.
sure.
It was 2018. It was 2018. Alex, my former radio partner for the sports show we did, him and I went to the Bear Packer game in Soldier Field, and the Packers
Mhm.
lost. That was the year the Packers went 8-8, 8-7-1. I think they had a tie that year, and the Bears went 12-4. The Mitch Trubisky year, Matt Nagy's first year, I want to say, and they beat the Packers. So, yeah, it's been quite a run. I'm hoping for 10 in a row and then 11 in a row. I'm hoping.
Could it happen? Could it happen? It could happen.
Look, on paper, everybody's saying Packers should win this game going away. The Bears are a beaten team. They don't like their coach. I don't think they like their quarterback. They're not even helping him up when he lands on the ground. I don't know if you've
Bears are
seen
in
the
a
footage.
weird place. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I want
We
to bring
will. I'm sorry.
One more
But
time, real
anyway,
quick.
there you go. You went 5-1 on your. I'm giving you that last one. You went 5-1 on your trivia today. So very good.
Want to thank one more time Fresh Prince of Loves Park for doing all our merch out here. Again, our website incrowd815.com has a link to all of our currently available merch, and I think they're going to add winter hats to the website soon too. So you'll get opportunity to get a really awesome embroidered stocking cap, winter cap for the winter. And of course, Mosaic of Rockford, Mosaic Real Life, Real Possibilities. For information on that, check out mosaicinfo.org. And I highly encourage everyone to try to attend their Partners and Possibilities luncheon coming up in next April. It's one of those things like Tom said, you think you know about somebody and then you learn even more. And it's like, wow, this organization is way more than I even thought it was. So Partners and Possibilities lunch is a great opportunity to do that. Any final thoughts, Jamie, before we let you go for the day?
Just thank you to everybody. It takes a village, it takes a community. So we are very appreciative of everyone for all that everyone does. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, you have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll keep praying for Julie.
Thank you.
Have a good
Have a good
day.
day.
There goes
Bye.
Jamie from
Bye.
Mosaic of Rockford. Thanks for coming on today. And let's see here.
You know, when I first saw Mosaic some years ago, many years ago, I thought, I wonder if they make stained glass windows. Or, like ceramic tile, mosaic tile, or whatever.
Right.
Oh, well.
It's really awesome artwork. That's what it's all
Yeah,
about.
there you go.
All right. Good deal. I think that covers our business for the day. Tom, before we start talking Packer stuff, let's talk Paws Humane Society stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Our good
We
friend
got to
Joanne's
talk
out
dogs and cats.
there. And
I want to tell you, this is my last podcast.
is
I'm
today your
gonna-
last one?
I'm going to retire.
This is a major announcement, ladies and gentlemen.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't give you a heads up beforehand.
It's been a number of years that you've been on this show, and if it's time to go, it's time to go.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I thought I would let you know, and I would do a last podcast. So this is it.
Oh,
Absolutely. Well, for the story on Paws and Joanne is actually kind of cool because when Tom and I took over doing the Saturday morning State Line show, it wasn't called the Saturday morning State Line show on WROK. It was Saturday mornings with Shannon and Todd or something like that.
right.
Do you remember?
I do. Well, yeah, because before that it was a shopper show with Shannon and Stan, and then Todd took over on the shopping show when Stan. I don't know if he was let go from the station. That's what it was.
Mhm.
And anyway, and then so Todd took over, and it was that for about a year, 6 to 8 months maybe, and then it became Saturday mornings with Todd and Shannon, and then when you took over as the host.
Yeah, and Todd and Shannon had two standing guests basically that were on. One was on like every month or every other week or something like that, and then there was Joanne that was on every week with a Pause.
Yeah,
It was Lisa Frost was the
Lisa Frost was the other one,
and I don't know if it was every week or every other week. I thought it was every week.
So when we started our show, it was a 2-hour show. And I was like, please, yes, we need guests. We want to have guests on. So I would be glad to keep having Joanne on and Lisa on. And I honestly think Lisa was only on our show once.
Once or twice, because she wasn't. It was the chemistry just hadn't developed and all of that. Yeah, you're right.
She had a lot of other things going on in her life too. So she's like, you know what, this is not going to really work out timing wise for me anymore. So we only did a couple of things with Lisa. And so Joanne comes into my life in 2013, and I'm like, this is great. I love pets. I love supporting Paws. This is wonderful. Did I ever think that Joanne would stick around more than a year or two? Heck no. And here we are 11 years later. I really, really appreciate all the time and effort you've put into this because it's been special.
Yeah. It won't be the same without you. I'm really bummed. Really, really bummed. No. It's okay. It's okay. We love you. And you've been such a huge part of all of this for you're retiring from pause. You're retiring from retiring from this.
I haven't told pause yet.
Oh, okay. Well, mhm.
Well, with your
Yeah, we're on
grandkids
with her
and
right
the other
now.
stuff you
Tune
got
in.
going on, this totally makes
I'm pulling back from a lot of things in my life.
Yeah. Well,
okay. Okay.
that's okay. That's okay. You have to at some point. I've done the same thing. I don't even work full time anymore. I have 3 part-time jobs, but which still is tough, but I've done that. I did that a while ago.
Here.
Well,
Well,
I won't ask
We
you any
have
more
We have
questions.
some board members here, so we don't want to say too much.
Nope.
Yes.
I
What
won't.
question?
here's something we can easily say, Joanne, and this is pretty safe to say. Of all Rockford area not-for-profits, I'm fairly certain you have the most hours of guesting of any volunteer locally in Rockford, for sure for Pause, for possibly any other not-for-profit in Rockford, with the number of hours you've been on this show, on the radio, and now on our podcast, which is all on Spotify. It's all there. Hours and
Yes,
hours
no,
of video.
I'm on there forever.
That's right. The posterity is there forever. So
I'll never forget the when I brought Fifi in. Remember that?
Oh, Fifi the pig.
Fifi the
Yeah,
pig.
and we had a lot of different crazinesses.
Other than the pig, and what was the other one thing that was different than anything else? Oh gosh, now I can't remember. Obviously, so many dogs and cats, but
I had ferrets that
Ferret.
came in. I had a white rat.
the way,
And a rabbit a couple of times.
Yeah,
if
rabbits.
only we were
I
doing
can't
video
think of
back in the
anything
studio.
else that was outstanding besides Fifi.
All right, so Greg, let me just say this. Can we do like a final celebration, lunch, breakfast, whatever, off the air, and take Joanne out for breakfast and somewhere where we can just say our official goodbyes and all that?
Yeah. I hope she'll let us do that. Can we take you? Can we
Yeah.
take you out this week?
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll do that. We'll do that.
All
Let's set a time to do that. So,
All right.
well, by way of, I guess,
We have a couple of things coming up with Pause. We do have pictures with Santa that they just posted. I don't know, my battery's kind of low on my iPad, so
uh-oh.
I don't know why. It was plugged in at home, but I was trying to see what the date was of that. December 9th from 10 to 2. And this year it's going to be at Pepper Creek, which is right across from Cherry Vale.
Yeah, it's just down from the rehab store.
Yeah.
Habitat for Humanity store.
This will be our first time there. We had been I'm trying to think where we had been before, but that closed. So we had to find a new venue.
Sunday, December 8th.
Yes.
10 to 2.
It says
Suggested
8
donation $10. Pepper Creek on Harrison Avenue.
Okay. And that's a Sunday.
That is a Sunday, December 8th, 10 to 2. And yeah, all the information here on the Facebook event page here. And I bet I can copy the link like that and put it in the chat so people can see it right there in the chat. Boom,
It's
boom.
always well attended. I mean, it's not a huge fundraiser for us, but it's a successful fundraiser.
And it's a fun one,
Yeah. I always enjoy seeing people bringing their cats or dogs, or a lot of people look forward to it every year for their Christmas pictures.
There you go. And you still got time to get those printed up and shared. So check that out.
Usually it's digital, so you can just do it on your computer.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. So check that out on the Facebook event page. We've got the link in the chat so you can find that.
I could try a quick tour. I'm just maybe
The battery might die.
Because my battery is real low. That's what I'm worried about.
We'll know if we lose you. It was the battery, not the Wi-Fi today.
Well, I could go on my phone because I have my phone as a backup.
All right, let's go ahead and throw the big screen up. There we go. And where's our scroll?
A little reflection. It hasn't said goodbye yet.
Meow.
I don't know why they think if they do that, they will get out faster.
Someday that barrier is going to disappear.
Okay, look at our cats. What is this? 15th, 16th?
It's only the 16th. The month it's only half done. And look at all those adoptions this month. Wow.
10, 11, 12, 13. 19 cats. And look at October was 21. So we're getting up there. Dogs are only 2. Chico, my dog, my foster got adopted last Saturday. And let's see if I can get a good picture. These are adoptable dogs.
Available dogs.
This one is kind of an interesting, it looks like a husky, but it's a miniature husky. Very sweet little girl.
Beautiful.
Oh boy, I guess. Name is Bo.
Bo.
Well, Bo Derek was female.
This is the male. Marine, Scarlet, Hazel, who is growing up too fast, and then we have Leon hiding behind the flowers. So we're kind of short on volunteers. I don't know. We do need volunteers. It's kind of, as the weather changes, it seems our volunteers kind of fall off. This is Ella and Stormy.
And somebody underneath the little table there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, there's another one. I didn't even see that. It's got her tail funny.
Ella, Stormy, and Rain.
That.
Ash, I guess. Probably Stormy is the little one in the back. These are all owner surrender. A mother cat with 4 kittens. So this one's the mother. It's a very playful one back there. We had quite a few. We had a bonded pair thing going on. I don't know if it's still going on, but that has helped a lot of the bonded pairs to get adopted. Look at this look.
That looks so very comfortable.
Yeah, he's got his head plastered against the wall.
Wow.
Just kind of trying to see what her name is. Carolyn. Yeah, we talked about that. Oh, woke up. We said her name and she woke up. Hi, Carolyn. That's a Carolyn.
Yeah.
We took her away from her nap. I'm sorry.
You woke me up for this, then you leave?
Then you leave. That's right. And then we've got the kitten alley. Someone's muted. Was that you? Willie? Willie, you're in Kitten Alley. You're too big for that.
He agrees.
Well, even though I'm gone, we can still be friends.
Absolutely.
Who is it? Oh yeah, we saw those last week. Yeah, the werewolf. Or a couple of weeks ago, we were looking at him.
Adorable cat.
Furry face. All right, so there's our tour.
There's our tour. Well,
And there's our candy bowl. It's my favorite part of the whole thing.
I don't know if you can check your calendar right now, Joanne, but is Tuesday or Thursday better for you for a little breakfast with me and Tom?
Thursday I work.
So maybe Tuesday morning?
Tuesday would probably be great.
What do you
Tuesday
think,
works
Tom?
for me. Yep.
Tuesday morning. Well, maybe do we dare publicize where we're going and see if anyone else shows up?
You know what? Invite people. Absolutely. Why not?
The last time we did breakfast together, we went out to Cracker Barrel.
We did, didn't we?
Which was fine. It was good. Is there somewhere else that you'd like to go that's...
I'm trying to turn my mirror around. I always like that place by Brynwood Square.
Jerry's?
Yeah.
So
That's a nice
Jerry's just off the corner of Spring Creek and Mulford in Brynwood Square.
Yeah, you've been there before?
I've heard good things about it. I haven't eaten there
It
yet.
is a phenomenal restaurant. It is really, really good.
Gerrys?
Nope. Jerry''S. Jerry's. It's right there. Like if you were at the old Highlander on Brynwood Square, it's just to the left of the entrance of the Highlander.
Why did I think it was spelled with a G?
Because there's a Jerry's Pizza out on State Street.
There is.
With a G.
Yeah.
Gerrys''.
All right. We're giving a plug for Jerry's apparently then today.
And it's right across the street from Christian Life High School or City First.
Well, and Salomone's North is
Salomone's, and then there's a Baskin Robbins just to the right in front of that.
Yeah.
Well,
yes,
Greg,
there
you
is.
need to go there because Greg needs to go there.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it.
It's
Yeah,
a
they
fun
have
place.
really, really good food there.
Are you having a time? Did you say a time?
I don't know how early you want to be there. 8 o'clock?
I can do
8
it.
o'clock might be really, really busy. How about 8:30 or 9?
All right. So
It
we're
doesn't really
shooting-
matter to me. 8 o'clock actually does work. What works for you, Joanne? You're the guest of honor.
Okay, we can do 8:30.
8:30.
8:30. Okay.
8:30 it is. Jerry's, North Mulford. We'll see if anyone else shows up. It's the least we could do, Joanne, for your years, not just hours and days, and it's years of service you've put into supporting all things Pause, not just on our show, but in a lot of other ways as well.
Mhm.
So happy to do it, and
it's not just the time; it's the effort put in. It's the the fact that you love animals so much, and I just think it's wonderful. I do.
Thank you.
Truly can't thank you enough.
It's in your blood. You can't get it out.
Yeah.
Just like broadcasting, Tom.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Just like broadcasting. All right, well,
I went from a paycheck doing this to no paycheck doing this.
And here we still are.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
gotta love
before we let Joanne go, let's make sure to take care of this one more. We're not going to race to 10. 8.
I will leave that in the lurch, so Tom will win by default.
We'll convert the Joanne score to the audience score, and we'll have audience members play against Tom every week. That's what we'll do. But
there we go.
our big number of the week this week is 93 billion, and the answer is cards or cake.
I already sent you mine.
Cards or cake. And yes, Tom did send me his answer, which I got to double check it here because there we go. Okay. All right, Joanne, one more time. Cards or cake? Give me your answer. 3, 2, 1, go.
Cake.
You're going with cake. Tom went with cards.
That's-
Ooh.
I think that's the first time all this whole round
I don't
that we
know
actually
why.
went opposite.
So one of you is getting a point and one of you is not. Will Tom or Joanne win this final big number of the week battle? Let's find out. Mobile games. Do you have a mobile game on your phone that you like to play?
The only thing I do is Wordle on my
Me too.
phone.
Wordle and Free Cell.
Wordle, and I have a couple of solitaire games.
Solitaire type games. Okay. Mobile games make up half the global gaming revenue, expected to bring in $93 billion this year, which is $41 billion more than console games. The new Pokemon Pocket mobile game was downloaded over 10 million times in the 5 days after launching October 30th. If this game lets players collect and battle digital Pokemon cards, which is raking in an estimated $3 million a day. And if that keeps up, it'll make over $1 billion this year. So cards is the answer. Tom wins the final battle of our
Yay.
race between
Now
Tom
I
and
feel,
Joanne.
now I feel bad. I wanted Joanne to win on her last day.
Oh, well.
Seven. Guess what is 77 years old this year? You'll never
Cake?
guess.
The happy birthday song.
The slice of wedding cake from Queen Elizabeth
Oh.
II's and Prince Philip's wedding.
Wow.
They sold it at
Are you
auction.
supposed to eat that on your first anniversary?
I
Yeah,
know.
you freeze it and then you eat it on your first anniversary.
I know. They sold this slice of wedding cake at an auction and they got over $2,800 for it. What are you doing with a slice of wedding cake that's 77 years old? What are you doing with it?
Wow.
I don't even know. We had problems. I remember eating it at the one, but we saved the topper cake.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
little, I thought that's what you were supposed to save. And we
We
kind of had
wrapped
trouble even eating that, thinking, it's a
we wrapped ours in, I think, plastic wrap and then aluminum foil and then put it in a Ziploc bag or something and tried to eat it after a year. And I don't remember it being that good.
Did you freeze it?
Yeah, it was frozen.
You froze it. Okay.
I don't remember it being terrible, but I don't remember it being that good either.
Yeah, I don't even remember it. I don't think we did that.
That was a long time ago anyway. So
That's the
anywho,
tradition.
it's a tradition. I don't know exactly why or what, but it's a tradition. So
And some
well,
people used to take a slice of wedding cake and put it under your pillow for single women, and then you dream about your
you're Prince
future
Charming.
yeah. Or else you have crumbs in your bed.
Well, this is kind of ironic today. You might notice that my microphone covers purple today. Joanne's wearing
Yeah.
purple. Paw's paw is purple, and it's Joanne's last official podcast with the In
Do I-
Crowd 815
Do I need to
podcast.
go get a Vikings jersey or what?
That's not true. We definitely hope you or someone from Paws will come on and to promote the fur ball when that comes up here in February.
Yeah,
We're going to promote
Yeah,
that.
maybe let me know, and I might do a return performance for that.
Well, we
That
would
would
love
be
that. Is there anybody there that you think might want to take over your slot or whatever? Just to
I don't think so.
There's
Okay.
nobody as dedicated as Joanne.
no.
I could ask, but I don't think so.
We'll be glad to have anyone on from Paws as a guest in the future, and whatever you wish or not wish to do to facilitate that is all up to you.
All right.
So, we'll have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll keep in touch. We'll see you Tuesday morning.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Joanne.
Love you, Joanne.
Bye-bye. All right. Put this. Well, that's the background. I want the foreground. Where's the there's the overlay. There it is right there. The Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears are meeting at Soldier Field. They're at Soldier Field, right, this weekend?
They are.
This is a Chicago hosting game. The Bears Packers play the last game of the season, January 5th at Lambeau.
And I'm
And
hoping the Bears win that game because it'll mean that the Packers didn't need it and they sat everybody.
that's a good point, because at the beginning of the season and the way things were looking and shaping up, I think you and I both would have agreed that the last game of the season, the Bears Packers game, would possibly be a game that gets flexed by the NFL and put on prime time because it probably was going to mean something. And the Bears season has gone sideways. It really, really,
It was that Hail Mary that did it.
that seemed to break the Bears.
By the way, I'm switching to Catholicism because Hail Mary seemed to work. So
the Washington Commanders game, the Bears, the Caleb led the Bears on what should have been a game-winning drive. They had the game and they let it slip through their fingers by a really dumb play by their defensive backs, not guarding a Hail Mary properly. And quite honestly, in my opinion, the Bears should have called a timeout before that play. They should have put different personnel on the field, because when you have a Hail Mary situation like that, it's very common for a defensive coordinator to go, "Hey, offense, give me your 2 or 3 best wide receivers. They're playing defensive backs on this game, on this play. Get them out there, the tallest guys on the team, to knock this ball down."
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't do that. And the result was a catch by Washington, a win by Washington on the last play of the game. And that seems to have broken the Bears.
And part of the problem was exactly what you said, but Tyreek Stevenson was over there jawing with fans. He was over there just pointing at him and jawing with him and going back and forth. And then all of a sudden the play starts. He runs in, and then he's the first one in, and he's the one that tipped the ball to Noah Brown for an easy score. And you're right. Somebody should have been in the end zone when Noah Brown was sitting back there all by himself.
What a mistake. What a mistake.
And
you just don't do that.
Yeah, and then Matt Eberflus doubles down with, "No, we didn't need to call a timeout." Really? You didn't need to set your defense? You didn't need to just kind of slow it down? And yeah, whatever. This is why tomorrow, if the Packers win, maybe not, but if the Packers blow them out, Matt Eberflus may be the first ever Bears head coach fired in the middle of a season.
And I wonder, he's fired more assistant coaches, I think, than any other Bears head coach in history as well.
He's fired 2 offensive coordinators last year at the beginning of the season. Not even last year, but in a calendar year, he's fired 2 offensive coordinators. Luke Getsy, former Packers assistant, followed by now Shane Waldron. And now they got Thomas Brown. He was, here's his resume. Last year, he was the offensive coordinator of the Carolina Panthers. I would scratch that from my resume if that was on mine.
I don't know that was the best. I mean, obviously when you know somebody and you're comfortable with somebody, that's something that people do, right? That's hire somebody that they like, know, and trust. But
here's what I have observed. And again, Bear fans, we're not piling on. We're simply stating facts. This is what I saw on NFL Network. The Bears, when Caleb Williams is laying flat on his backside because he just got sacked for the 9th time, several linemen walked right by him without giving him a hand up. What does that tell you? That tells you they don't like his decision making. Maybe they don't like him. And I don't understand it because he's such a nice guy and he's a very, very bright guy. But I think maybe he's rubbed somebody the wrong way, much like Jay Cutler did, much like Aaron Rodgers did.
Yeah,
like Brett Favre did for a while there.
There's a fine line between being confident and arrogant. And it seems like this, because he's not winning, it's going to look like arrogance, but if they were winning, then you could say, "Oh, he's a confident guy." And that's just the nature of the beast.
Bears started out their season 4-1, and it looked like they were. Green Bay was in last place, also at 4. They were 4-2 because 3-2. They were 3-2 because they at no point they hadn't had a bye yet. The Bears had one pending, but anyway, Green Bay was in last place, and they were still in last place at 4-2, even though the Bears, whatever, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. The point is that was, for all practical purposes, the toughest division in football. The Bears looked like they were going to make the playoffs. Packers looked like they were going to make the playoffs. Minnesota, Detroit, they all looked like they were going to make the playoffs. Like it could be the first time that 4 teams from one division took all the wild cards in one of the division spots. And now, obviously, we're changing our minds. That Washington game really screwed the Bears' minds up, and I think it exposed some weaknesses. And they weren't weaknesses on the field so much as weaknesses on the sidelines with coaching.
No, because they got the talent.
They do have the talent. They do, but they are not coached properly. And DJ Moore had said it. Several players on the offense said, we want to be coached. We want better schemes. We want to be coached, which is what led to the Shane Waldron firing. Okay, fine. But it's kind of like the guy that did it, the guy that's responsible for it is pointing the fingers. No, I'm going to get rid of him. No, I'll get rid of him. Well, let's try this. Let's try that. He has lost more assistants, like we said, to offensive coordinators. And then last year, remember their defensive coordinator at like week 10, middle of the season, he just up and quits. There was some controversy going on there. And then there was a defensive backs coach, linebackers coach that was fired mid-season. It's just been a mess. It's been a mess. So for tomorrow's game, I would not be surprised if it was 40-10 Packers, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it was 20-17 Bears with a last-second field goal to win it. Here's the reason I say that.
Oh, boy.
Anybody who's played football will understand this. No, I'm not going with the latter. I'm going with the former. I'm going with the Packers. I'm not going to say 40-10, although I think what will happen is around halftime, I think the Bears will give up. If it's 21-0 early on, the Bears are going to give up, and then it's going to be an absolute blowout. But I don't think that's going to be the story. I think the Packers are going to win big, though. I'm going to say 31-12. 31-12. I don't think the Bears are going to score a touchdown, at least not. What I think they're going to do is probably get a defensive touchdown and a couple of field goals, but a missed extra point. That was my thinking for 12. Or maybe 4 field goals. Or 6 safeties, maybe. I don't know. Probably not that.
If that happens, Tom, buy the lottery ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
This is one of those games. We looked at the Packers schedule last week when we were on the show, and there's only one game that really totally concern. Obviously, the Packers have some tough opponents coming up, most notably the 49ers and the Lions, but they have to travel to Seattle. And that's the one thing that kind of concerns me about the end of the season for the Packers is having that travel out west. Ask any of the Big Ten teams how they feel about traveling out west to play football. I think Big Ten right now is 1-9 for teams that had to travel out west to play their new rivals out there on the Big Ten.
Well, there's a time change and there's a weather change and there's a lot of different things. And it's also the aura of being out west. And excuse me, there are a lot of different reasons why one would not want to travel to Seattle or San Francisco. But I believe the Packer game against San Francisco is in Green Bay, I think. You got the schedule there. I can't read it.
I got the schedule up here. So Packers at Bears this Sunday at noon. The 49ers at Lambeau.
Yep.
On the 24th. So 1 week from tomorrow. That'll be the prime afternoon game, a kickoff at 3:25.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Packers get to stay home and host the Dolphins for a Thanksgiving evening game.
I know. Isn't that wonderful?
That game should be awesome.
Yep.
If all things point to that game, no matter what happens with the 49ers game, win or lose, and honestly, I can't get too confident about the Packers winning against the 49ers yet. I hope they will, but we'll see. McCaffrey, I think, is supposed to be back. And
he is. He was back last week.
Yeah, if he's back and healthy, the Packers have a real trouble with the 49ers. Whatever happens with the 49ers game, I think the Packers destroy the Dolphins on Thanksgiving evening. Then they get that little extra time off because they have Thursday game, but also the Lions get a little extra time off because they're hosting a Thursday or Thanksgiving game
Right,
too. So,
right.
Packers at Detroit, December 5th. That could be painful. Packers at Seattle, December 15th. The Saints come to Lambeau on the 23rd. The Packers go to Minnesota on the 29th and then host to the Bears on January 5th.
Yeah, not a horrible schedule.
No.
I think they're going to beat the 49ers. I'm pretty sure they're going to beat the Dolphins. I'm 99.9% sure they're going to beat the Bears. Like I said, emotion plays a big part of it. I played football for a lot of years. I know what emotion is, and I've seen a 1-8 team beat a 9-0 team. I've seen it happen. Look for Kansas City to be upended real soon in a game that nobody would have thought could happen. Look for possibly Detroit to lose this week to I forget who they're playing now. Jacksonville. They're playing Jacksonville. Look for that upset. I almost picked Jacksonville for the upset, but the only reason I didn't is because that would be stupid.
They're bad.
Well, no, but I mean they're better than we think. They're better than we think, and they're playing for respect right now. I think this is a game that could trip up Detroit. So when we come back here next week, if it's true, I'm gonna make that the first thing I say. By the way, Jacksonville beat Detroit, and we'll see how many people remember it if Detroit beats Jacksonville. But I'm okay with that. But anyway, and then you go to after the Detroit game, New Orleans. New Orleans comes to Lambeau.
New Orleans comes to Lambeau, and
yeah.
New Orleans is the Jekyll and Hyde of the season this year in the NFL.
They really are. They got a new coach, but they barely beat a mediocre, and I'm being generous on that, a mediocre Atlanta team. They barely beat them. Last second field goal for Rizzer, whatever his name is. That's his last name. His nickname is Riz. He got his first victory. So maybe they're on to something. Who knows? And then Minnesota. I don't think they're going to get swept by Detroit and by Minnesota, one or the other, but not both. I don't think so. There's another win between either Detroit or Minnesota, and then they've got and then they end up with the Bears. So, and I may have missed one in there somewhere.
Well,
I look for this team to go 12-5.
12-5.
That's what I think. And I don't think that's going to win you the division, but I think it's going to give you probably a 5 seed, which means you will get a home play. You might get a home playoff game.
Might get that first home playoff game in that wild card round, and then you'll have to travel to Detroit.
You won't. If you're a wild card, you won't. You'll play a division winner. You'll play the 4th division. No, I take that back. You will play. I think, do the first 2 get a bye? Yeah, they do.
The first 2 get a bye.
Or the top one. The top one gets a bye. So you'll play second team. You'll play the second team. So which would be probably, it could be between Philly and Detroit. It's probably going to be Detroit or Philly. You'd probably end up playing Philly in Philly. That's what I think, because I really do believe, and I know this goes against what I said. I was wrong. I'm pretty sure I was wrong. Not wrong about Dan Campbell being kind of a let's do it. 4th and 12, let's do it. Game on the line. All we got is a 22-yard field goal, but I want to score the touchdown. No, that's what Dan Campbell does. I think he's learning. I think he's taken enough criticism and he's taken it well. I think he's learning. So I think Detroit probably will win that division, and they'll win it probably with a 13-4 record, possibly even 14-3, because what they did last week was inexcusable by NFL standards. How does Houston blow a 24-3 lead? 3 touchdown lead. How do you blow that? And then how do you coach so poorly at the end of the game? Todd Bowles is an awful coach. He is an awful head coach. No, I'm sorry. DeMeco Ryans, not a very good head coach. Todd Bowles isn't a very good head coach either. He's with Tampa Bay. But D'Amico Ryans is their coach. He screwed up the clock toward the end of the regulation. Uh, I watched it, but I watched so
Didn't
much
manage his
football.
time too well. But
Didn't manage
his
the
players
time.
are behind him though. He's a player's coach.
He is, but so was Buddy Ryan, and Buddy Ryan was an awful head coach. There are a lot of good head coaches that were good players coaches. Jerry Glanville down in Atlanta years ago was a good players coach. I can name you 50 good players coaches that were awful as coaches. Because you have to do the X's and O's properly. You have to know your timeouts. You got to know situations.
Yeah.
You got to know matchups. There's a lot going into being a head coach. So
There
anyway,
is.
so I look for, let's just say 13-4 for the Lions and 12-5 for Green Bay. Probably 11-6, maybe 12-5 for Minnesota. Green Bay wins the tiebreaker because I think they'll lose the Detroit game but win the Minnesota game, and I think they'll beat Minnesota by more than 2 points, which gives them the edge. Because the first tiebreaker is your record. Second tiebreaker, head to head. Third tiebreaker is how many points did you win by? Minnesota beat Green Bay by 2 points in that first game. If Green Bay wins by a field goal in the second game, then they take the tiebreaker. Now, if they beat them 23-21, now you're still stuck at a third tiebreaker. Now you go to a fourth tiebreaker, and that would be NFC record. And then I don't know what that would be. I don't know at this point. It's hard to say.
And that's where the Packers have to show up. They've got to start beating their division rivals.
They
and so far
do.
they haven't done that. So it starts this Sunday.
Yeah.
Starts this Sunday against the Bears. At least with the season more, halfway through, you can actually start making some predictions that, feel like you make some sense.
I believe that fourth tiebreaker would be your division record. If you went 4-2 and the other guy went 3-3, you win that. That would be the fourth tiebreaker. Then you go to NFC record. Then you go to common opponents, and then you go to AFC record. It gets kind of convoluted. It never gets that far. Nor should it. I mean,
it gets a little
messy. But anyway, so as far as, I don't know if we're done yet, but as far as this game, we haven't really talked about this game. I think what's going to happen, here's what I think. If you look at every aspect of both of these teams, quarterback, we win. Offensive line, we win big. Running game, we win. Receiving core, we win. It's closer than you think because the Bears have good receivers. But if you are constantly in the quarterback's face, he's on his back, he's on his, throwing errant throws. If you can't get him to your receivers, then it doesn't matter. You could have Don Hudson, Jerry Rice in their prime, any receiver, Lynn Swan, you could have 5 receivers that are Hall of Famers, and it wouldn't matter if you can't get them the ball. So that takes care of the offense. But one other thing, offensive scheme, coaching, play calling. By far, the Packers have the edge. Okay, so now let's switch to the other side of the ball. Defense. The Packers they're 1-2 with Detroit as far as the safety combination. Xavier McKinney, Evan Williams, who is back. Javon Bullard plays in the slot. He can also play safety. It's a 1-2-3 punch that no other team in the NFL has. Their linebacker core with Edgerrin Cooper, who is getting more playing time, and Eric Wilson, not the one from TV. Eric Wilson. He is so good. Those are the top 2 linebackers right now. Quay Walker's been injured. He'll be back. I think he might have come back last week. He's good, but he's not as good as those 2.
He's got to
step up. As soon as they figure that out. Now, here is the other part. Defensive line versus their offensive line. It is not even close. It'd be like a Division I college team playing against I don't know. Pick your any high school. Pick any high school. That's how big the difference is. The New England Patriots of all teams sacked Caleb Williams 9 times last week. 9 times. Yeah. That's unbelievable. I'm thinking the Packers are going to get 10 sacks this week. This is why I say emotion plays a part. If the Bears come to play, they have talent. If they come to play, then it's going to be a good game, a close game. But if they don't come to play, if they've mentally checked out and they're done, it will be 50-0 at the half. It could be anyway.
I don't see that
So
happening quite that bad, but I think
my
the Packers double up.
I think they do, definitely. Okay, my final point on this, unless you want to keep talking, because I could go till noon, whatever. But my final point on this, Xavier McKinney, we talked about this before. What the Packers are allowed to play with him is a single high safety. I wasn't sure what the term meant until just a short while ago, since I've been really watching a lot more podcasts. Single high safety simply means he's the only guy out there playing center field, and you're able to drop your corners and your other safety into the box, have 7 in the box, because you got you got 4 down linemen, but one guy is in a 3-point stance, so he counts as being that other like linebacker, and it's for Sean Gary. They are able to disguise what they do because the look is the same for just about every play. So now what'll happen is McKinney will creep up when he senses the snap count. He's watching the down to the play clock. 4, 3, 2. Now by the time it comes up, he is now at the line of scrimmage and ready to find an opening while Rashawn Gary will step back into coverage. And then McKinney is on Caleb Williams or whoever the quarterback is, like flies on something.
Is he ready to throw the ball in 2.5 seconds? Because that's about all the time he's got.
No, because because his biggest problem is that he's holding on to the ball too much. He's relying on his USC days. He's relying on his escapability. You're not going to do that against a 4-3 safety, a 4-4 linebacker, and even a 4-6 lineman
These guys are
track
fast.
you down.
They are
Plus
fast.
the fact that the Packers have 4 very good defensive linemen that can go toe to toe with just about any offensive line in all of football. So this thing here has the makings of being an absolute, not just a double up, not a triple up, obviously, but I mean, like maybe 20 points or more.
I'm looking at 30 to 10.
Well, I originally thought 34-12, which would have been a 22-point victory. And then I'm scaling it back to 31-12 because I think the first half is going to be pretty competitive. I think the Packers are going to be leading probably 17-6 at the half, and they'll throw on a touchdown and the next touchdown and a field goal to make it 31. And then maybe another field goal. I don't know. But I think they're going to win fairly handily. And what I would love, and I hope Matt LaFleur is watching. I know this is a very important podcast, and I know he watches when we talk football. Maybe we should send it to him. Matt, listen to me. If you're winning big, pull Jordan Love midway through the third quarter. If you've got a 21-point lead, pull him and put in Malik Willis. And give Malik Willis some serious time to show what he can do, to get the rust out, just in case you might need him in a couple of weeks. You never know. In case Jordan Love's groin acts up again, in case his knee gets tweaked again, give Malik Willis some time. So one final thing that I just thought of, I was going to say it earlier. There is one quarterback in the league that I have an immense amount of respect for, and he gets a lot of crap because he's so braggadocious. He's really great with his commercials when he was with Cleveland. It is Baker Mayfield. I think he is one of the best quarterbacks in all of football.
He's good. He's very good.
Oh my God, is he good? He is so good. And here's what I love about Baker Mayfield. He will absolutely defend his team. He will absolutely take a hit. He will go that extra mile to get that extra yard, to get that first down. And the players respect him. And you go pushing on him, you're going to have 4 linemen over there pushing back. That doesn't happen with the Chicago Bears. And that's a coaching problem. It's a player problem. It is an everything problem. So if you've got money, if you've got a $100 bill and you want to put it on a team to win flat out, I would strongly suggest do not put it on the Bears. And that's not a slam against the Bears. It just means they have work to do. I love my Bear fan friends. One of my absolute best friends is a Bear fan. And I have several of my best friends. I have more than one best friend. They're Bear fans, and it's okay. It's okay. And I try not to gloat. I don't gloat. I'm simply stating facts. The Packers are a better team. They're a better organization.
Just mirror back what they put out there. That's all I do.
Yeah.
If you want to give a little braggadocious, and I'll put it back on you. But if you don't, I won't either. It's not gonna. I don't need to go there.
No, I know. And if somebody starts giving me crap, like after week 1, Packers had lost to Philly. The Bears had beaten who they beat? The Tennessee, I think they beat
Was
for
it
the first
Tennessee
game.
week one? Yeah.
And they were losing 17-0. They came back and won it 24-17. Okay, fine. I had some Bear fans at the place I do trivia on Monday nights saying, "Well, we're 1-0. What are you guys? You're 0-1." I says, "You know what? Let's talk week 17. We'll see what goes on." I should have just said, "Let's talk week 11 or whatever this is."
Right. Let's wait till
Let's
they actually meet up with each other.
yeah.
And this
Let's
is
see what
it. This
goes
is the
on.
week 11 matchup. So
This is week 10 for all practical purposes. By the way, you do realize that the Packers just I keep saying one more thing. Maybe this is actually true. Do you realize this time last year the Packers were 3-6.
they were 3-6.
This year they're 6-3. What changed over last year? One, they're a better team than they were last year just because they're a year older. Jordan Love's been a
Yeah.
little injured. But
Same
with the bye
system.
week, yeah, same system. I think the problem that Romeo Dobbs had earlier is he didn't feel like he was being used enough.
Right.
And I think Matt LaFleur went up and said, "Listen, dude, you either
You're
give me
gonna
the
get-
program or you're gone. We
you're
will
gonna get
send you on
used,
the
yeah.
first plane to Cincinnati or Cleveland or wherever. We
Jacksonville.
will Jacksonville, absolutely. Last train to Jacksonville. Anyway, so and I think he responded and he came back with 2 touchdowns the next week, and he's been pretty good ever since. They have to get Jaden Reed on track. They have to get him moving. They got to go to him more. This is a perfect get well Jaden Reed football
It
game
is.
against the Bears. He's
It
killed the
is.
Bears in the only 2 games he's played against them. You look at his stats. I don't remember what they are off the top of my head, but I think he's had like 3 or 4 touchdowns against the Bears. So Jordan Love is healthy now. They said he's 100%. He's completely cured. He's completely healthy. Fine. We'll see. Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson is cured. Remember the hamstring problems he's had? He's cured. He also is a Bear killer. Tucker Kraft is a Bear killer. The other thing is they have Jair back. They have Evan Williams back. They have Josh Myers back, who is their center. The reason they didn't look so well against Detroit is Josh Myers was out, and they had to shift everybody. They brought Elton Jenkins in as the center, and it threw everything off. Remember those couple of snaps that he had that were both at Jordan Love's feet? Do you remember those 2 in a row or 2 within a series? And I mean, wow, Elton Jenkins is a good center, but not that day apparently.
And
So
not that
anyway,
day.
yeah. So I really, really think that this is going to be a ship writing thing. So I said the Packers were 3-6. Now they're 6-3. Here's the other thing they have going for them. They don't have Joe Barry's defense anymore, and they went 6-2 down the stretch. Lost 2 games they shouldn't have lost. Maybe they went 5-3. I don't know. But anyway, they were 9-8. So they did win 6 games. So they did. Yeah. They were 3-6. They went 6-2 down the rest of the stretch. Okay, that was with Joe Barry's defense. The bend and sometimes break defense.
Right.
This doesn't happen with Jeff Hafley's defense. They lead the league, or they're at least they did for a while. Now they're up there with interceptions. Whoever played Detroit probably now leads the league in interceptions now. They had 5 of them. That was quite a game.
Right.
And they did lead the league in sacks. Now a couple of other teams have gotten some, so they're right up close. So their defense is so good, and the way they disguise it, their defense is phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal.
And the players love it because they feel like they're trusted to do their jobs, and that's huge.
Yes.
That's a huge thing. So,
Yes.
all right. Well, hey, we need to wrap this thing up, and I want to wrap it up real quick by showing this screen right here. We are just a couple of weeks away from our next In-Crowd 815, our last In-Crowd 815 event of 2024, and that is our annual Christmas fundraiser and what's going to be Nick's Wish Appreciation Night, Volunteer Appreciation Night, celebrate the spirit of giving while raising funds for Nick's Wish on December 4th at Cliffbreakers, 700 West Riverside Boulevard. And that's going to come together and honor our incredible partners and volunteers who make these life-changing wishes possible. And of course, raise some funds for Nick's Wish. If you can join us, I've got the link in the chat for you can get tickets. Tickets are only $10. We're going to have some great hors d'oeuvre stations throughout the room, some live music, and some great information and the opportunity to network, give back, and simply enjoy an evening filled with hope and joy. At special thanks to UW Health, by the way, for being our premier sponsor for this event on December the 4th. That's a Wednesday night. All right.
Yeah,
So-
unfortunately, I can't make it because I do trivia Wednesday night.
And it goes right through December, right? You got
No, I'm saying I can't make the fundraiser. I can't
Yep.
make it at night.
your event continues through December. So hopefully we'll have it. We've been selling a lot of tickets to this already, so I'm already looking forward to a great crowd that we're going to have on that evening. So, all right, my friends, it is time to wrap things up. Thanks to what we had the big announcement today, Joanne's last show.
Yeah.
And that was go back and listen to that if you've missed that earlier, that announcement that Joanne is retiring from the podcast after today. So we will see you at Jerry's Cafe Tuesday morning for breakfast, buddy.
Yeah. Say hi to Mohammed, new to the program.
New to the program. Thanks for watching.
Hold
Thanks
on.
for listening. Remember, you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone this week, and we'll try to do the same thing. Meet you back here next week for another In Crowd 815 podcast. Later, buddy.
Later, buddy.
Bye.
In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. 815.